Maybe you're like me and you work your pals a little bit too hard to where they get depressed. You can build them a hot spring, you can give them a bed to sleep on, you can give them berries and food, but for whatever reason, they are still just ungrateful and then they get depressed, you know? So that leaves you with two options. Then you can either butcher them, or you can go the more humane route and save them with high-grade medical supplies. So today we're going to go the more moral of the two routes, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to craft high-grade medical supplies. So you want to go into technology here and you want to create a medieval workbench. On that medieval workbench, you are going to be able to create high-grade medical supplies that will then let you save your base and your depressed pals so that you don't have to replace them. The high-grade medical supplies are quite costly though, costing ingot, horn, and bone. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get all three of those things. Ingot you want to get from a farming base. That's pretty simple. You want to go to an ore area and farm ore. Check out a video for how to farm ore on that. As for the horns and bones, I will show you where those are located and where you can get those at. I will warn you, it takes quite a while to craft high-grade medical supplies by yourself, so I do recommend, if you are able, that you go and get yourself a pal who can help craft medical supplies. The higher the level on the medical supplies, the better, because even with a pal, it takes forever. I'm going to show you guys a time lapse here of trying to craft this with a Lovander. As you can see, this is taking quite a while to create one high-grade medical supplies, so you definitely want a pal if you can get one to help you craft that stuff. Besides that, let's talk about where you can find the horns. You can get a Capriti, you can kill an Eikthyr, you can kill an Eikthyr Terrera, you can kill an Incineram, you can kill an Incineram Noct, or you can also kill a Univol. And I say kill, you could also capture them and get their horns as well, but any of those creatures will drop you horns. Let me show you the different places you can look on the map to find these creatures. So you can look in the desert right here next to Anubis, where you will find quite a few Univolts typically, or you can go over to the Rain Syndicate Tower, and over by the Rain Syndicate Tower you can find either Eikthyr or Capritis. So here, just a little ways away from the Rain Syndicate Tower, I have a bunch of Capritis walking in a group. Now do be careful when you go to collect horns from these guys in particular, because they do travel in groups, and if you start to kill one or two of them, they will typically all end up attacking you. Also, when you first roll up to them, a lot of times they'll end up running away. Also be careful about which partner you equip, because as you saw, my Wyvern's Tail blocked my first shot, making it a pain in the butt to actually aggro all of these guys. So you'll notice all of them are going to be attacking me. You do need to be quite careful when taking on groups. Even though they're only level 11 and I'm level 30, they're still doing a decent amount of damage to me. So be very careful when you guys are taking on these Capritis right here. Same thing for the Eikthyr, same thing for the Univolts. Almost all pals that drop horns travel in packs, which is a little bit annoying. The Incineram Noct doesn't really travel in packs, and the Incinerams, as far as I know. Then on my way back to the Rain Syndicate Tower, I found a bunch more Eikthyr. This was literally right next to the fast travel point, so check that out if you guys want. Last but not least, let's talk about how to acquire bones. So if you look in the top right of the desert, there is a town here, and in this town you have two vendors. You want to talk to the vendor on the right. Now you could technically capture this vendor and put him in your base and just take him in and out of your PAL box to refresh his shop, but we're going to be humane this time around and we're going to just talk to him. And inside his inventory, he sells horns, bones, and high-grade medical supplies. Now, bones are the most cost-effective thing to buy, which is why I recommend just buying them over farming them, because look at how many you can get, whereas horns cost quite a bit more, and then the high-grade medical supplies itself, to buy 3 of them, like it's just 9,000 gold. It's just ridiculous, right? So I recommend getting bones from this guy right here as opposed to going and farming them. That is the best possible way, in my opinion, in-game to get bones. Okay, and last but not least, you want to finish up your high-grade medical supplies, take them over to the PAL box when they are done, and hope that your Lovander actually stayed and worked on them like mine didn't. Mine just felt like going and doing whatever it wanted. And you walk over to the PAL box, you pull out the depressed PAL, whichever one you want. You'll probably have a lot of them. You pull it out, put it in your party, and then you go into your inventory, and from there you are going to be able to heal that PAL. So you'll see what I do right here. I'm going to go ahead and choose that, and I'm going to heal the Robin Quill. And then from there I go back into the PAL box and I put the Robin Quill back in the box. You can see it no longer says depressed on him, and he will be able to continue his job as normal. So ideally, to prevent depression, you build hot springs and feed them and whatnot, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. So this is the humane route to save your pals. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider going down there, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.